What if I told you the key to making her regret everything is to stop trying altogether? Not less effort, not smarter effort. I mean zero. No more texts, no more watching her stories, no more obsessing over what she's doing or who she's with. You want her to suffer? You want her to feel your absence? Then vanish from her world, completely unfazed. That's when the real shift happens, because the moment you stop caring is the moment she starts wondering, starts hurting, starts regretting. Right now, you're probably in pain. You're probably asking yourself, why wasn't I enough? What did I do wrong? How could she walk away like it meant nothing? And I get it. That heartbreak is a knife. It cuts deep. But what if I told you that pain is the path? What if I told you that on the other side of this agony is the coldest, strongest, most magnetic version of you, the version she never thought you could become, the one she'll never get access to again? See, Stoicism is about owning your emotions, not being owned by them. It's not about pretending you don't feel. It's about not being controlled by what you feel. It's choosing discipline over desire, power over pity, control over chaos. When you become Stoic, you don't just move on, you level up. You rise in silence, you grind in private, you focus on becoming untouchable. And while you're rebuilding your empire, she's watching it burn her pride from a distance. You don't heal by proving her wrong. You heal by proving yourself right, by realizing she was never your piece, she was your test, a test you needed to finally break the old version of you, the desperate version, the version that begged for breadcrumbs. That version is dead. And the new you, the one who stopped chasing, stopped explaining, stopped hoping, that man is dangerous, that man is silent, that man is free. Because here's the truth, she didn't expect you to let go. She expected to keep you in orbit, to keep you hurting, to keep you watching her while she moved on. But the second you stop playing the game, you flip the board. And now she's left staring at a ghost she can't touch, can't read, can't control. This journey isn't about revenge. It's about resurrection. It's about showing up every day, building a life so solid, so fulfilled, that even if she came back, she'd have no place in it. You don't win by getting her back. You win by never needing her again. So let's begin. This is the story of how you go from heartbroken to hardened, from emotional to stoic, from forgotten to unforgettable, because the moment you stop caring, brother, is the moment she starts suffering. If you're done begging for closure, if you're ready to master yourself, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below, I release what I cannot control. Number 1. Silence is a sword. She expected tears. She expected desperate texts, long paragraphs, late-night calls, maybe even a drunk voicemail or two. She thought you'd crack. But instead, she got silence. And that silence, that was the loudest thing you ever said, because silence speaks. It screams. It tells her, I'm not chasing you. I'm not waiting for you. I'm done. And the moment she hears nothing from you, she starts to hear everything in her own mind. Doubt, regret, curiosity. She starts to wonder, why isn't he reaching out? Did he move on already? Did I matter at all? You see, when you go quiet, you flip the roles. She thought she had the upper hand. She thought she had time, options, control. But your silence, that's psychological warfare, because silence leaves space. Space for imagination, and the imagination is cruel. It fills in the gaps with worst-case scenarios. That's the twist. She was ready for attention, not absence. She was prepared for your breakdown, not your breakthrough. The Stoics knew this power well. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice." You don't respond to disrespect with desperation. You respond with discipline. You don't beg to be understood. You become so solid that you don't need to be. That's how you win without playing. That's how you turn heartbreak into haunting. So shut it down. No texting, no watching her stories, no sending signals. You are not an option. You are the storm she walked into when she thought she was walking away. Silence isn't weakness. Silence is strategy. It's strength. It's self-respect. And it's the first step to taking back your power. If you're done being predictable, if you're ready to master your presence, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I move in silence, not desperation. Number 2, your pain is your power. Most men try to run from heartbreak, numb it with distractions, swipe it away, drink it away, pretend they're fine when they're dying inside. But the Stoic man, he does the opposite. He walks straight into the fire and lets it burn. Because he knows pain isn't the enemy, it's the forge. The same fire that can destroy you can also rebuild you. Stronger, colder, wiser. Right now your heart feels like it's been ripped out. You can't eat, can't sleep, can't stop replaying memories like some sick highlight reel. That's normal. But you don't stay there. You use it. You take that pain and convert it into motion, into workouts, into money, into goals, into silence that speaks louder than any apology ever could. While she's out posting selfies, pretending she's unbothered, you're becoming unrecognizable. Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." You're not being punished, you're being prepared. That pain in your chest, that's fuel. Every tear you held back, every question you never got answered, it all becomes part of the transformation. But only if you let it. Only if you stop wishing it didn't happen and start asking, what am I building with this? Pain is power, but only for the man brave enough to feel it. Not to dwell, not to complain, but to absorb it, alchemize it, and return to the world sharper than he's ever been. Let her think she broke you. Let her think she left you in ruins. Because when you rise from that wreckage without saying a word, the silence will haunt her forever. If you're done numbing the pain, if you're ready to weaponize it, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My pain builds my power. Number 3, detachment is desire's end. She doesn't own you, not your thoughts, not your emotions, not your peace, but as long as you crave her, she does. As long as you want her back, you're still giving her power. That's the trap. The more you desire, the more control she has. But the moment you detach, that's when you become dangerous. That's when the game flips. Detachment isn't pretending you don't care. It's realizing you don't need to. It's standing in your own frame, untouched by what she does or doesn't do. Because real power isn't about having her. It's about not needing her. When you stop waiting for closure, stop checking her socials, stop hoping she'll come back, you free yourself. And in that freedom, she starts to feel the weight of your absence. Stoicism teaches, he who is not a slave to his desires is truly free. That desire to be wanted, to be chosen, to be enough for her, that's not love, that's attachment. And attachment is weakness. Cut it. Not with hate, not with revenge, but with clarity. She was a chapter, not your whole book. She was a lesson, not your destiny. Detachment isn't coldness. It's control. It's waking up and choosing peace over obsession. It's knowing that chasing someone who doesn't value you only delays the life you're meant to build. You let go, not because you're giving up, but because you're leveling up. And trust me, when she feels that shift, when she senses that emotional door has closed, that's when she spirals. Not because you left, but because you let go. If you're done feeding the fire of obsession, if you're ready to own your peace, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I own nothing, and nothing owns me. Number 4. She doesn't miss you. She misses her control. Let's be real. When she starts popping back up, liking your posts, texting you out of nowhere, it's not because she suddenly realized you're the one. Nope. It's because the leash snapped. The emotional control she once had over you, gone. And that's what she truly misses. Not your love, not your heart, but the power she had when you were still emotionally hooked. She doesn't miss you. She misses the version of you that needed her, the one who was available at 2 a.m., the one who chased validation, the one who cracked when she went cold. But now, you're a ghost, stoic, calm, unreachable. That's terrifying to someone who built their confidence off your attention. When you detach, you rob her of the ego boost. You force her to sit in silence with no backup plan, no emotional supply. That's when she starts spiraling. The truth is, people only respect what they can't control. As long as she could push your buttons, she had the power. But now that you've unplugged from her system, she's left pressing buttons that don't work anymore. That's when the tables turn. That's when she starts to feel the cold. And the irony? The more she tries to reel you back in, the less interested you become, because the spell is broken. You see clearly now. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." She wanted your attention, not your soul. But now you've reclaimed both. And the more indifferent you become, the more her world starts to crack. If you're done being a pawn in her game, if you're ready to cut the strings for good, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I refuse to be controlled. Number 5. Emotion is a weapon, but only if you wield it. Here's the truth they won't tell you. Emotion isn't weakness. Emotion is power when you are in control of it. But the moment you let your emotions control you, you become predictable, weak, manipulatable. And that's exactly what she's counting on. She wants the outbursts, the emotional texts, the dramatic reactions, because every time you lose control, you prove her right. That you still care, that she still has influence, that you're still hers, even from a distance. But the Stoic man, he doesn't flinch, he doesn't rant, he doesn't show his hand. He feels everything, but reacts to nothing. He studies his emotions like a general studies the battlefield, calm, strategic, focused. Because when you're unreadable, you're untouchable, and when you're untouchable, you become a mystery. And mystery always wins. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. You get to decide what deserves your reaction, and 90% of the time, it deserves nothing, not a reply, not an explanation, just distance. Stop showing your wounds to people who gave them to you. Stop trying to prove how hurt you are. Heal in silence. Build in silence. Let your progress be the only thing she ever sees again. Because once you control your emotions, you don't just win the breakup, you win life. If you're done being emotionally exposed, if you're ready to be unreadable, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I control what I feel. Nothing controls me. Number 6. Watch her spiral while you rise. She thought you'd fall apart. She thought you'd sit in the dark, replaying her name in your head like a sad song. But instead, you went quiet, focused, driven, and now, while she's checking her phone, wondering where your attention went, you're rising quietly, relentlessly, and the higher you go, the smaller she starts to feel. That's the irony. When you were down bad, she felt powerful. But when you stopped explaining, stopped reacting, stopped orbiting around her, the script flipped. Now she's the one wondering, is he over me? Has he replaced me? Did he even care at all? And those questions, they eat away at her, because your growth becomes her guilt, your silence becomes her shame, and every version of you that she sees, stronger, sharper, more focused, becomes a reminder of the man she lost. You want revenge? Build a life she doesn't recognize. You want closure? Let your success say everything. Stoicism doesn't care about petty games. It's about inner dominance. It's about waking up every day with a purpose bigger than her. You don't become better for her. You become better because she reminded you what rock bottom felt like, and you never want to taste it again. Seneca said, "It is not that we are given a short life, but we make it short by wasting it." And wasting your time on someone who discarded you, that's the real loss. So use every ounce of pain, confusion, and silence to build. Build in the gym. Build in your bank account. Build in your mindset. And while you rise, she'll fall into a pit of regret she dug herself. If you're done staying stuck, if you're ready to rise in silence, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I rise. She watches. Number 7. You were the prize all along. She didn't leave a broken man. She left a blessing she didn't recognize. And the moment you realize that, everything changes. Because the truth is, you were the prize the whole time. Not her, not her attention, not her validation. You. But as long as you treated her like she was the prize, you played yourself. She didn't leave because you weren't good enough. She left because you forgot that you already were. You lowered your standards. You dimmed your light. You poured into someone who only ever took. And now it's time to remember who you are. To reclaim your position, not out of arrogance, but out of clarity. When you start acting like the prize, you stop chasing. You stop begging to be seen. You realize that someone walking away doesn't diminish your value. It reveals theirs, because only a fool walks away from gold thinking they'll find diamonds in the dirt. The Stoics taught self-respect through self-awareness. Epictetus said, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." Stop acting like you're disposable. You were the man who showed up, who cared, who gave loyalty, effort, and presence. That wasn't weakness, that was strength. But now, it's time to stop offering that strength to someone who couldn't hold it. Become a man so solid in his worth that even her apology couldn't penetrate your peace. Not because you're bitter, but because you're better. She didn't lose a guy. She lost the kind of man she'll keep searching for in every mediocre situationship that follows. If you're done questioning your value, if you're ready to own your worth, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I am the prize. I always was. Number 8. Let her chase your ghost. You want to haunt her? Disappear completely. Not with anger, not with drama, just silence and elevation. Become the ghost of the man she used to control, but can't reach anymore. That ghost, it lives in her head rent-free. Every time she checks her phone and sees nothing. Every time she posts a story hoping you'll bite, and you don't. Every time she hears a song or passes a place that used to be yours. You're not there, but you are. That's how haunting works. See, you don't need to remind her what she lost. Life will do that for you. Your absence becomes a mirror, and the more she looks, the more she sees what she gave up. She might not say it out loud, she might still pretend she's unbothered, but deep down, the questions start. Why hasn't he reached out? Did I even matter? Did he replace me already? Those questions don't come when you're chasing, they come when you're gone. There's power in becoming a memory, a presence she once had access to but now can't decode. When you pull back your energy, your attention, your emotions, you become mysterious. And mystery triggers obsession. She can't fix what she can't see, can't control what she can't touch, can't forget what she can't replace. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." So don't play her games, don't match her energy. Go ghost. Not to make her suffer, but to set yourself free. And in doing that, you become the question she can't stop asking. If you're done being available, if you're ready to become unforgettable, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. Let her chase what she can't have. Number 9. Kill the fantasy. She's not who you think. You're not in love with her. You're in love with the idea of her, the version you built in your head, the version that never betrayed you, never left, never made you feel like you were nothing. That's the version you're clinging to. And that version, she never existed. That fantasy is what's killing you. You keep replaying the good moments, the laughs, the way she looked at you like you were her whole world. But here's the hard truth. If she was really that person, she wouldn't have walked away. She wouldn't have disrespected your loyalty. She wouldn't have made you beg to be seen. The real version of her, the one who ghosted you, breadcrumbed you, used your feelings to boost her ego, that's who she is. And until you accept that, you stay stuck. The Stoics didn't waste time grieving illusions. They sought truth. Clarity over comfort. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." And nowhere is that more true than in heartbreak. Your mind keeps looping through a highlight reel of who she was, not who she is. But once you kill the fantasy, the pain starts to fade. The fog lifts, and you finally see the situation for what it really was, a lesson, not a loss. She's not your soulmate, she's your teacher. She taught you where you abandoned yourself, where you lacked boundaries, where you needed to grow. That's her final gift, and once you accept that, you stop chasing closure. Because you realize the relationship is over and the illusion dies with it. If you're done holding on to the ghost of someone who never truly existed, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below, "I choose reality over illusion." Number 10. The final move, do nothing. This is the part where most guys fumble. They almost made it. They were silent, focused, detached, and then the message comes in. "Hey," or "I was just thinking about you," and boom, back to square one. But not you. Because you know the final move. The coldest, most powerful response in the game is no response. You don't react, you don't explain, you don't entertain breadcrumbs, you do nothing. See, when you do nothing, you're not passive, you're lethal. You're telling her with your silence that you're no longer available to be manipulated, that you don't need answers, you don't need closure, you're already gone. And that's what breaks her. Because now she's not dealing with the same man she used to control. She's dealing with a version of you she has zero access to. No door to knock on, no window to peek through. Just her, alone, facing the damage she caused. Doing nothing doesn't mean you're heartless. It means you've evolved past reaction. You've realized your energy is sacred, and anyone who walked away from it doesn't deserve another drop. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice." That's not just about morals, it's about control, true control. Because when you stop caring, when you don't even flinch at her reappearance, that's the final move. And it's game over. She expected a message. She expected a relapse. She expected weakness. But all she got was nothing. And in that nothing, she finds everything. The regret, the silence, the man who used to love her, gone without a trace. If you're done breaking the cycle, if you're ready to disappear from her grip for good, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. Silence is my closure. You started this video with pain in your chest, questions in your head, and a battle in your heart. But now you see the truth. You don't get her back by chasing. You don't win her respect by begging. You don't become unforgettable by being available. You rise, you detach, you rebuild in silence until the version of you she once knew is nothing but a memory, one she can't reach, can't read, and will never reclaim. This isn't about games. This is about growth, about becoming a man so locked into his purpose that no breakup, no woman, no loss can shake him. You are the storm she never saw coming. You are the peace she'll never taste again. You are the man who walked through hell and came out colder, wiser, and unstoppable. So let her feel your absence. Let her sit with the silence. You're not hers to hurt anymore. You're his now, the man you were always meant to be. If this hit you in the soul, if you felt yourself shift while watching this, do one thing. Protect your power. Hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. She lost me when I found myself. This is Stoic Blessing, where pain becomes purpose. I'll see you in the next one.